Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel called A Barbie Collector. On this channel we mostly talk about vintage Barbies, so if you're into that, stay tuned. As you can tell by today's video title, I came across this online auction with quite a few awesome vintage Barbies. I was eyeing 4 dolls in this auction specifically, and I got 3 of them, so I'm pretty excited. So today I am unboxing these dolls with you guys in this video, and I will also tell you more specific information and background intel about these dolls. So the online photos weren't the best, so let's hope for the best. And here you can see me quite anxiously unboxing a wet shipping box. I have to be honest, I don't understand why you wouldn't pack these dolls more carefully, especially when it has been pouring this last week. Also considering the prices people pay for these items and also out of respect for the items. I mean, these boxes are over 50 years old, but fortunately, the boxes of the dolls didn't get wet. I bought them on an international auction site, but the seller, coincidentally, is from the same country I am from, the Netherlands. So, check. I guess we passed the anxiety moment of unboxing a wet shipping box. We're past that. Now we're going to the next thing, and that's taking a look at what I bought. Like I said, the photos were not great. I only saw the dolls in box. Well, I know they have been taken out of the box, or at least 2 of them. So I'm not sure in what condition they are. I took a risk with this, a risk I was willing to take. But now we're gonna see how good or how bad it really is. So the first doll I'm gonna start off with has been on my list for quite a while. So I already have a living fluff doll, but now I really wanted to get a pose and play Tiff. They are quite hard to come by. I'm pretty sure they have been sold in the country where I live. Yeah, they are very expensive. They only come by like once in a very long while. So when I saw this Tiff with her box, I knew she, probably wouldn't go for a low amount, but she went for an amount that was reasonable for me. So like I said, this is a pose and play Tiff from 1972. Her product code is 119. I'm not sure if that's somewhere on the box too. Oh yeah, it's over here. 119. She was marketed as a new friend from Skipper, Skipper's tomboy friend, as you can read over here. She's made from the fluff head mold. She has brown eyes and medium long Titian burgundy kind of hair that's parted in the center. She wears blue jeans with a stop sign, patches on it, a sleeveless white top, and white with red trim sneakers, and her most important accessory, a red skateboard. She has a living Skipper body, marked 1969 Mattel Taiwan. And Tiff came 1 year later after Fluff. Like I mentioned, they have the same head mold and the boxes also have the kind of same branding. We see these very cute illustrations. Marketing wise, the statement, I wear Skipper's clothes, so you knew that she didn't need a whole entire new wardrobe. I pose and play like you, I ride my skateboard too. You can really see that this is different, that these are like different kind of illustrations than we are used from the end of the 60s and the 60s. So here we can see the doll where we're now talking about. Tiff, we see a pose and play Skipper, a Malibu Skipper. The one in the back over here, I cannot really tell what doll it is. Maybe it's also a Malibu Skipper. And then another pose and play Skipper that also has the living body, I'm pretty sure. So the box says, I am Tiff. I have swinging free arms for lots more fun. I have tilt and turn head, bendable elbows, bendable legs, twist and turn waist too. You can see that the box is pretty worn, but to already find this doll, by herself and then also with the box is already something very special, if you ask me. I don't know if you were supposed to open this doll also on the top. To be honest, I do not see another way. This is clearly also one of these dolls that is not like the early 60s dolls made to like save her also in the same box where you bought her in. This is just a throwaway box, and I think that also makes it very special that it's still there. That's also the reason why we have much more boxes from dolls from the 60s instead of dolls from the 70s and later. So I still have to clean her up. She has some dirt on her face. I'm 99% sure I will be able to take it off. We have her skateboard. Look what was stuck in the box. It was this little go, and it was this stop sign. This stop sign is meant to be on her shirt, and I know that this go should be here. You can also see that's like there's like a stain from the glue that used to be there. So if anyone has a recommendation on how to attach this again, that it will stay on and not damage any parts, please let me know. I think it's really cool that I have the box with it, that I have the patches that fall off very easily. So I'm very happy that I have those. I really appreciate the skateboard. I'm not sure if I think I saw it from the photos that the skateboard was there already, but I had no idea about the leg situation because there was just a photo of her in the box and like the reflecting plastic in front of it. So I wasn't sure what to expect. She is wearing her shoes also, so that's cool. Well, I'm saying originals, but as I am looking at it, I'm not really sure if these are original. They look quite big. I'm gonna do some digging and see if this is correct. Look, they are quite big. That's not something I'm used to from Mattel. And the stripes kind of look painted on, especially this side. This is not something Mattel would do. And then on to the next Barbie that I bought on this auction. So this is not a Barbie that was specifically on my list of dolls that I wanted to have, but sometimes you just come across something, you're charmed by it, and you're like, yes, I would like to have this. And since I got her for if you ask me, a really decent price. This isn't a doll that I was willing to pay a lot for, but I was willing to pay the amount that I had to get her. So as you may know, I collect mostly 60s and early 70s dolls. This is a Deluxe Quick Girl Barbie from 1976. I think it's really cool. I'm a sucker for dolls that are still in their box, even though the box is pretty worn. Let's see if we can fix this. Yep. Okay. Her product code is 9217. As you can see, and like I mentioned, she's a Deluxe Quick Girl Barbie. So first you had the Quick Girl Barbie with the like pink, white. So she's still in her box. As you can see, she has been out of her box. She's not there, never removed from box. But still, so there were not a lot of pictures from her, but still I really liked to have this doll. Like I said, it started with a regular Quick Girl Barbie, and she still has that box that I will insert right now in the screen. 1976 is also a very interesting year, because that's the year that Mattel started with the pink box era dolls. And this is one of the first, I would say the second doll, if I'm right, that has this pink box. So she's, if you ask me, a very interesting part of Barbie history, and also a reason why I wanted to have her. She has a long fall hairpiece with attached ribbons. She has blonde hair, a middle part shoulder length flip. She wears a bright light blue eyeshadow. Would be great if we can see it. Yes, she wears this ankle length dress with a white fringe shawl, as you can see over here. Super cute, very 70s. She wears a pearl necklace, well, pearl beaded, well, anyway, she wears a necklace. She has pilgrim shoes, so there's still these price tags on the box, and she was on sale for $19.95 apparently. Let's see, here we can see the process, change styles in seconds, no wedding, setting, or waiting. And then here again, it says, I cannot read it very well. We have some directions over here. It includes a brush, a comb, a curler, 2 ribbons, 2 bobby pins, shoes, doll, costume, hairpiece with ribbon. I like that there is this limited warranty thing that comes with her. I also have that from a couple Superstar Barbies I have in box. So we have this, it's still packed. I think she is pretty good. She looks as if she's in pretty good condition. There are some stains, unfortunately, on her dress, which I had not seen. Her hair has not been, this doll has definitely not been played with. She has a twist and turn head mold and a made in Taiwan body. This is one of the first Barbies that got the iconic new pink box branding, like I mentioned before. So in 1976, Mattel retired the signature logos and color-coded packaging used on Barbie family dolls boxes, making most new dolls boxes in an eye-catching hot pink, and the names of the boxes more stylized, as you can see over here. And now we're up to the third and last doll that I got from the auction. I forgot to mention something very important about the quick curl Barbie. There are like these specific fibers in her hair that makes it very stiff and that you're able to like curl the hair. So this is a 1976 and also sold in 1977 Deluxe Quick Curl Skipper, and her product code is a 9428, as you can see over here. She's also a Deluxe Quick Curl Skipper. So I already have a regular skipper, a quick curl skipper, so I would love to add these next to each other because they are basically the same dolls, but they really represent a different era from Mattel and a different way of marketing Barbie, family and friends. Like I said, the quick curl dolls have very unusual hair fiber, which allows the hair to be instantly curled without heat or water. The deluxe variation of the quick curl skipper is even more interesting for me because she has only been released in Europe. So first of all, I couldn't find her on like international eBay sites and that kind of stuff. And then I was doing some digging and reading and going through my books, and then I realized that this deluxe variation has only been sold in Europe. So I think that's pretty cool. The doll itself is a lot like her not deluxe quick curl skipper counterpart from 1973. The doll is packaged in the pink box, so it makes her also one of the first Barbie dolls to be packaged in this pink box era box. She wears a pink maxi dress, as you can see over here, kind of the same model dress as Barbie that we just looked at. The dress has a shired bodice, lace trimmed sleeves, and a white crocheted shawl. And she wears again this pearl necklace, which are not pearls. We're just gonna call them pearls because we can. She comes with accessories like a white plastic comb, a brush, a curling wand, a blonde fall that tied onto her hair with pink ribbon, 2 metal barrettes, a yellow and blue hair ribbon, and pink shoes. So basically everything the same that Barbie came with that we just looked at, but then in a different color and maybe a different size because it's skipper. The box is the same, pretty much the same like the box from Barbie. So she also, oh, that's the word we were looking for, magic. Okay, magic hair, styled instantly, easily, with pretty fall or without it. With the same directions of the Barbie we just looked at. Shoes made in Hong Kong, so that's different. Yeah, also a doll I really like to have that was not on my wish list specifically, but sometimes, like I mentioned, you just come across something that you really like to have, and well, it kind of worked out, so that's cool. I'm not gonna open this box because she is never removed from box. You can see that she's still stuck with this metal ring around her waist. There is this little dent over here, which I could see on the photos. And here we can see, I don't know if you can see it, but there's this plastic bag with the accessories that I just spoke about. I think she's very cute, a bit late for what I usually collect, but I have an idea that I say that a lot of times, so maybe I just have to accept that I'm expanding my collection to a later era than the 60s and the early 70s. So here are all the dolls that I bought at the auction. I'm really happy that these are all box dolls because you guys know that I like to collect these dolls as original as it's possible to find them. Thank you for taking a look at me unboxing these dolls. I think I am most hyped about having Tiff over here since she had been on my list for a very long time. And I think the other two were some very happy accidents, I guess. I was just very happy to came across them and to be able to buy them. So if you are still here, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you would like to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to my channel, A Barbie Collector. You can also check out my Instagram and give a thumbs up if you like this video. And hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye!